Hello, I'm Jamie. My group's project is about challenges to the US leisure service providers in meeting recreational needs of senior populations for 60 years and older. Please enjoy our group's video.
I'm Selna.
And I'm Gubert.
So we did history of our topical focus and our factual information. So first, for the history of our topical focus, we're going to talk about the history of many recreational organizations who we want to focus on for possible solutions for this poster. First off, the National Senior Games organization was started in 1985 by 7 individuals who then wanted to promote healthy lifestyles their seniors through educational, fitness and sports. In the second year that the National Senior Games organization was around, ESPN and Good Morning America both provided publicity to encourage the general public to then participate with their games. And then centers such as the 5 Points Center for Active Adults provide great models there for what a possible solution to then the senior populations could be. And then also then in 2014, Galveston County there in Texas opened up a $36,000 playground for active adults to practice their everyday needs.
So currently in the United States, 60% of our parks only have things such as playgrounds, basketball courts, baseball fields, playgrounds, a lot of things for people that are really active, able to do a lot of things. And as you can see, there's not a lot of room for senior citizens, older adults that may not have those same capabilities. And by that measure, in 11 years, we're actually going to have 20% of our population be the elderly. So we really need to focus on providing more activities for them and trying to focus more activities that are not exclusive of them at all. The National Parks and Recreation Association reported that a small 5% of their budget actually goes to fund senior citizen activities, so we really need to incorporate more of those. And the American Planning Association actually found that you don't need to create just a sole senior citizen park, but they actually do well when they're around children or around older adults. They want that interaction. So we just need to find a way to incorporate the senior activities into our whole whole parks. And finally, senior citizens are actually below the poverty level by a large amount at 60%. So they don't have the money that they can use to afford the really expensive activities. So by making the parks accessible and having those activities for them, we can help allow them to have access to nice areas and a safe environment.
Laney.
And I'm Hunter Coleman, and I'm going to start off by talking about some of the key concepts. To start off with accessibility, which talks about mainly easy access, making sure you're ADA accessible for senior citizens, and just making sure it's not a lot of inclines and a lot of benches for sitting and things of that nature. A variety of choices for the elderly so that they have because they do have varying ranges of capabilities in terms of disabilities or non-disabilities. So just trying to acclimate to all those and having activities that can apply to all their functions and needs. Security, obviously, having a safe place for them to go to, that's kind of obvious for anybody, let alone senior citizens, and just making sure that they're safe and in a safe area, and something simple like them tripping or their wheelchair or possibly a cane getting stuck, anything of that nature. Just social support, having interactions with people who are helping the elderly just having a lot of low impact physical activity, because obviously they are older and not able to do a lot of the same thing as younger counterparts. Privacy, another thing, just like security, is something everybody sort of needs. It's self-explanatory. Just nature, just having sort of features just to have for the elderly, maybe water highlights, and just have natural beauty and aesthetic, and just having different programmed activities. And so also one of the main things we found, a park, Carbide Park in Texas, it's sort of the first of its kind. It started around 2014, in the summer of 2014, and they started what was called a motion wellness system. And basically this wellness system offers seniors a safer approach to maintain and improve flexibility and balance.
Yeah, so some of the solutions we came up with, the first one is pickleball. In pickleball, it's a super fun game, and we propose that some local gyms take it on and have like free sessions for the seniors. And it's sort of like tennis, but you don't need to be as mobile, so it's easier for senior citizens to do that. The second thing we want to do is we want to encourage and promote local chapters of the North Carolina Senior Games. They provide numerous activities for the elderly, and it's a great time for them. Additionally, we want to provide funding to local municipalities such as Wake Forest Parks and Recreation to establish and enhance senior adult leagues and programming. We also include all our sources where we got all our information from. And thank you so much for listening.